I didn't do it, guys. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, okay? It wasn't me, all right? If you saw anything, it wasn't me. Welcome on back, guys. Welcome on back, guys. Yeah. Yes, you did. No! It wasn't me, guys. It's been quite the week. But you know what? I have some hot takes about the Epstein files. I have some genuinely hot I consider, hold on, my peak is gain. My gain is peaking. I have some hot takes about the Epstein files that I don't like. I think some people agree with me, but it leans into the realm of conspiracy. So why did Okay, hold on. Let me turn on my backing audio because you guys just missed a peak TTS. Can you broadcast later? I'm busy right now. Hmm. Hmm. Just for you, dear chatter. Just for you. No. No, Gary Coleman. No. Now, I've like lightly talked about the Epstein files. Like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do two things. We're gonna do two things. Where did I put them? Where did I put? I literally had them in my sources here. Where are they? Guys, I lost the Epstein file. There they go. Okay, we're gonna look at them later, and I will be taking some keyword prompting from Twitter because I put out a post and I asked you guys to send me what you want me to look up in the Epstein files. But also, I'll take suggestions from chat here. But before we get into that, I want to have, like, a proper discussion about my real thoughts. Because, like, haha, funny, the pedophiles dropped everybody. Global elite, this, blah, 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 blah. Every conspiracy under the sun has been... No. Some people are so, like, shocked and worked up about this that they're treating it like the victims are alive today, that everybody is being rescued and it's an active crisis situation, and if you joke about it you're a monster, right? I've had some people trying to flame me online because I joked about my Oshi being canceled. I think the most important thing in the world you can do is to have a sense of humor when things happen. Because if something truly is tragic, something truly is bad, the easiest way for people to cover it up is to make people stop talking about it. If people are talking about it, if people are making memes, it doesn't get forgotten. It gets kind of stuck in the public zeitgeist. It becomes important. How many tragedies, how many bombings, how many murders, how many, literal, like, massive tragedies have happened all throughout history that we just don't know about because they were not recorded properly, right? Or they were recorded, but they never made it in front of the right audience and it just wasn't made big news. I guarantee you there's a billion 9/11s. There's a billion is a big number, but there's untold number equivalencies to 9/11 and worse that we just will never know about. And I think it's because 9/11 was so heavily televised. I think it's because everybody and their uncle makes a 9/11 meme, except for those who are tight asses. Those who are tight asses, right? So, doesn't matter how you feel about it. You should be allowed to joke about it. You should joke about 9/11. You should joke about the Boston bombing. You should joke about the Epstein files. You should joke about things that you agree and disagree with. When's your mom coming back? Oh my god, kill yourself right now! As I was starting broadcast, I could literally hear Spy Swing playing downstairs because she'd opened the stream on the computer. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now, mama. Turn the PC off. I'm looking at you. I know that you're watching. I can hear you. I can hear myself. Mama, can you bring me a latte? That would be, could you make me a latte, mama? Thank you. Anyway, no, my thoughts on the files, though. Those those weren't the true thoughts on the files. This was kind of just my starter. I'm your biggest fan, Mom. Just shut up, Necro. You stay away from my mother. You stay away from my mother. If you hear her in the background, great. But for now, at the very least, she does not come back on broadcast because, well, for one, I'm butthurt, but also two, next time she's on, I want her to have a higher quality model. Like, it was a high quality model, but it was just customizable, and I want her to have the actual, like, full-on illustrated one that I was putting together for her, because it was, like, something that she wanted, right? Anyway, Epstein. My Oshi. So, I'm not surprised by anything that dropped in the files, but I'm also not concerned. I'm not worried. I'm nothing. I look at these and I go, what is the cost benefit here? We are only seeing what it is safe for us to see. Marlo, thank you for the 5 gifted members. What I mean by that is that the government spent, like, an age after we knew they existed, mind you, redacting things, setting things to the side, and for all we know, picking clean all of the really interesting and actively implicatable evidence. What we are seeing is what they have decided is okay for us to see. Which is to say, doesn't matter whose reputations are dinged by this, there will be no retribution. Because all of this is in the past. All of this is history, all of it is recorded for sure, and hell, it'll make great memes. But do you honestly think, with all of the powerful people in these documents, that none of them have sway in the government? That none of them have, like, you know, ties to the CIA? None of them have ties to the people that were adjusting these documents? You're naive and you're stupid. No. We are seeing what has been carefully curated for us to be allowed to see. We are having manufactured outrage right now. They're letting us go, oh no, the Diddy parties, oh no, this, that, the other thing. It's kind of like with Pizzagate, right? There's no there's no way under the sun that could have organically gotten out, right? And information went around, but it was all...
Did you hear about how hackers found the new Epstein files, forgot to redact the raw data of most email attachments? Just needs time to decode now XD.
Well, I think there are dumb people in government, Tony Stark. I do think that's intentional. Kind of like how I think when initially the files went out and they were quote-unquote redacted PDFs, but you could copy and paste all the text and unhighlight them, that as well was intentional. That is a distraction. I would like to think that they're that stupid, and they probably want us to think that they're that stupid. No. Let me put it this way. What you see now, you are not exhausted by. You're not shocked by. I mean, you're a little disgusted, but you've heard these theories your entire life. They have circled the whole of the internet. Yes? Your crazy uncle at the barbecue would say these theories. Your friend that worked in, middle management somewhere who had a friend in the government told him this thing, and he thought it was absurd but funny, right? So by the time this information does allow itself to be in front of us, we're all so desensitized, the only thing there is for us to do is to go, whoa, that's crazy. How am I going to pay my taxes anyway? What's the price of gold? What's the price of silver? No, true conspiracy theorists, or the people that figured everything out early, They've already moved on. What makes the conspiracy theorists interesting isn't that they were right, it's that they were right 15 years ago when this was actively happening. All right? Because, of course, in 10, 15 years after a horrible event starts or takes place, or over time, you know, things get out, things are allowed to go out. Like, every and anything gets vindicated. No, what's interesting is what are the conspiracy theorists saying right now? What are they saying right
Pizzagate
now?
came from WikiLeaks, so I doubt it was planted like the Epstein files could be.
That is true, Tofu. That is true. But do remember how fast Pizzagate disappeared. Okay? Even if it didn't come inorganically, it was still absolutely buried. It was considered uncredible information. Nothing will change because it doesn't have enough people in a localized enough location. Like, has a single person been quote unquote rescued from the Virgin Islands because of this? I don't think so. If they have, let me know. But anyway. Happy stream, y'all. Hi, Michael. Welcome to the broadcast. Isn't it crazy? Epstein and Oracle subliminally appearing everywhere? Pretty much. Didn't they make a Pizzagate movie within 6 months mocking it? Yeah. We got a world of crazy shit going on. So what are your theories about what is there yet to be seen? Well, I don't know. At this point, I think looking at the files is fun for farming outrage, but nothing of substance comes from it. You quit looking at my sister's hands, red hair cross. Fuck you. Hi, Midas. Hey, Blue! Am I a bad person for feeling genuine hate over this? I really hope not, but I'm also well past the point of caring. I mean, genuine hate for Epstein? I don't think so. I don't think anybody here loves Epstein.
Only thing this has done is start to get me apologies from people who called me crazy and a few asking me what I think is happening now.
I mean, hey, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Bro, I heard Epstein is in the files. No way! Funny conspiracy man was right. Jars overflowing. It's okay. It's okay. You can say his name. You can say his name. It's okay. No, Alex Jones. Alex Jones isn't always right, but when he's right, it's always the most absurd shit he's right about.
Oh God, you all hate me, don't you?
Oh no, Jeffrey Epstein, 1764, we could never hate you. Alright. Bro, Epstein went to Diddy parties? My goat is so washed. Yeah, no, it's quite something. Here, why don't we pull up the files? But just because someone is in the files doesn't mean that they were an evil pedophile, okay? There's a lot of keywords in the files that if you type something, you just get a lot of spam junk emails. Because remember, the files are comprised of his emails over many years, alright? It doesn't mean anything if your name is in the files, guys. Okay? It doesn't mean anything if your names are if your name is in the files. My mother just brought me a latte. She loves me, guys. Chat, she loves me. Yeah, you are. Psychic, more like psychotic energy. Get out of here. Anyway. She's your Ghislaine Maxwell. You leave my mother alone. Anyway. No, but like, there's can I say something? My favorite phenomena is people like using the personal details they've gotten out of the files to like unlock or go through his personal accounts. Like, you've got people logging into like his Outlook account or finding like login information for different things and totally destroy. That was the point. Oh my god, that was the point. I was gonna say, haha, teehee, funny, they've got people logging into his accounts and destroying evidence. Oh my god, that was the point! That's some crazy work. I will say it's very funny to me that they were able to open up his Fortnite account and see that he was active like August this last year. You know, long after his quote-unquote death. Bro playing the latest season of Fortnite. Bro was a seasoned gamer. Not even a good game. I mean, it has Miku in it, so I guess it's alright.
This entire situation has opened my eyes on how many of the people I know and care simply think that these people's actions don't affect them at all.
Oh, yeah, no, it's quite something. Wake up sheephole, people. And Redditors did a lot of the savage. It's always a fucking Redditor, man. Redditors are actually the worst, alright? Like, I'm gonna be so honest. I know very little about... What happens if I look up Reddit in the Epstein files? 106 results. See, Reddit is in... Hold on. This was posted on Reddit. How is contact known? This was posted on Reddit. Seems to be a backdoor into a modeling agency website featuring underage girls and soliciting underage. Interesting. Reddit really is the worst! Alright, unclassified FBI. Submitted an online tip to the FBI Threat Operations Center regarding child pornography potentially related to Ghislaine Maxwell.
The irony is it's very likely Epstein called someone in chat slurs when gaming and they never even knew.
Maybe they didn't know, but if we actually look back at Xbox Live, because the Xbox Live emails are part of the files, you can get a list of the reason as to why his Xbox Live account was banned, and that was on it, was calling kids slurs and threatening to dox them. Alright. Submitted text. This was posted on Reddit and seems to be a backdoor. It's possible this is linked to Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. What exact crime occurred? Solicitation of minors for sex. When did it occur? Where did it occur? Complainant information. Matt Sharkey... Wait, did... So, okay, the guy that reported these Reddit files was just doxxed. Great, gotcha. Interesting. It's just... Oh. No, it's just repeating the same thing over and over again. Xbox.
But was Epstein good at Fortnite?
You know what? We can find that out. I think genuinely we should find that. We should see if I'm a better gamer than Epstein. Ghislaine was one of the most active mods on Reddit. Well, that explains why it's so garbage. Epstein wasn't gonna bang my mom. No, he was going after me. You should just stop being his type. Is the latte from Mom good, Midas? Oh, I've been drinking my Monster. My latte's a little hot. I'm giving it a second to cool down. I'll take a sip. Is Carney in the file? Oh. Okay, first I want to look at Xbox Live, then remind me about Mark Carney again.
Your mother may never know the slurs you call 12-year-olds on COD, but the FBI will.
Oh no, my mother knows what slurs I call 12-year-olds on Xbox Live. I call them... Anyway. Ice latte? No, hot latte. So, Xbox, welcome to message to impacted. No. Adjudication. Notification of enforcement action date. There we go. Also, the Xbox is in the safe. 2018. Here we go. Notice of permanent Notice of there we go. Notice of permanent enforcement action. Actually, because of the framing of the files, I could crop this a little bit more so I can have something a bit bigger. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum. Wait, what happened? Wait, no, I literally have it. No! Wait, why is it gone? Hold on, guys. I lost the files. Guys, I lost the files. Oh, there we go. Filters. Crop. Left. Oh, let's do 100. There we go. There, now you should be able to see them a bit better. Notice of permanent enforcement I'm a voice actor, I swear. Notice of permanent enforcement action, harassment, threats, and or abuse.
Why does this look like an SCP file?
What do you think they based it off of? This email is to notify you that your Xbox Live account privileges have been permanently suspended due to harassment, threats, and or abuse of the other players. This conduct has been determined to be severe, repeated, and or excessive. Why we enforced? The conduct that caused the suspension may include, but is not limited to, threats of death, harm, property damage, or any other acts of violence or vandalism. My boy Jay Steen really said, I'm gonna smash your windows. Verbal abuse or profanity directed at other players. They wouldn't last 5 seconds in one of my broadcasts. Griefing, extortion, and manipulation. Yo, you think Jeffrey Epstein would play those online MMOs pretending to be a woman? Try and get lonely men to give him free money, even though he's literally Jeffrey Epstein, one of the richest people on the planet? I can see it. I can see it. I can see him, like, literally doing it for the love of the sport. Jeffrey Epstein in a wig. He's got the makeup on. He's got the high heels. He's got the lessons from Ghislaine. Ghislaine, how do I trick people? How do I trick guys, lonely guys, in online games to give me their free dollars? And Ghislaine gives him the lessons and he prances around. Oh, I'm Jeffrina Epsteina. Give me... I can't play this game. I'm just a girl. I would like help, kind sir. And then... okay, this bit has gotten stale. I don't want to keep going. Libel, defamation, or slander. Display of transmission of personally identifiable information such as names, addresses, phone numbers, or IP addresses, and stalking. You heard it here first. Chat. Jeffrey Epstein was the first yandere on Xbox Live. It means that his Xbox 360 console will no longer be able to sign into Xbox Live. No GTA for Epstein. Jeffrey and Epstein, you mean Ghislaine Maxwell? Epstein legend XX_ was banned by moderation staff. Epstein logs into World of Warcraft, puts on his lipstick. Yeah. Hold on. World of Warcraft. 17 results, guys. Again, he made a trial account. He made a trial account because I guess he can't shill like the $20. What was it? I've never played World of Warcraft.
Jeffrey Epstein and the Great Catfish Caper, a delightful story for all ages.
Epstein totally played a female night elf on RP servers. That's some crazy work. GTA. What about... Okay, Grand Theft. I don't know how to spell theft. Hold on. Theft Auto. There's a few references. Did you guys know? Sorry. Justin Trudeau in the files? Of course Trudeau was in the files. Let's copy that in. Yeah, 27 results. Let's see if there's anything suspicious. Austin Hill to Jeffrey Epstein. Just checking that your island is okay. Yeah, we're trying to get Justin Trudeau and the provinces to do regulatory power move up here to create a safe framework. Take the action the U.S. can't handle and help our markets compete. Hello? Lots to discuss. Government. Very nervous. Oh, this is 2017. How ya liking those ICOs? Hatjacked versus the crazy crypto cowboys. Of course, if the bag's not there, then this is probably tons of shit all over the place. Just like our current situation. Wise man, that Woody Allen. Thanks, lots of damage. Woody Allen said I look down on my side if there's no
Crazy that lonely men will still give money to what they think is a pretty woman that they barely know. Luckily, I'm too smart to let my money go like that.
Yeah, this reads totally schizophrenic. I'm having a hard time. My favorite thing is if we look up that one American dude that you guys love. What's his name? The one that has like a face mask on. Jeffrey was an Overwatch slopper. Don't make me look up different video games, guys. Find Overwatch. There's one. Hedge fund alert. Interesting. I refuse to go through all this. That's a waste of my life. Is VTuber in there? No, VTuber is not in there. I've checked. Neither is HoloLive, neither is Niji Sanji, and I've also checked individual VTuber names that were around before he died. No, the VTubers aren't in there. I tried. Mark Carney, yeah. Carney. Nope. Germa. If Germa is in the files, I'd cry. Seems to me there are lots and lots of Carney in the files. 370 times, even. I'm gonna move over here so it's a little easier for you guys to see. Is there anything specific?
I thought this was tomorrow. Damn, I forgot.
I literally had a waiting room that has a countdown timer on it. I don't know how you can mess that up, bud.
I'm willing to bet my Xbox account got banned because I wouldn't forge prescription meds for Bill Gates to cure his ailments.
Well, you know what? Okay, that's Pat Carney. You know, why don't we look... Was it Bill Gates? Yeah. 2,500. This is gonna take forever to go through, right? What is this? From AFRI to Jeffrey Epstein, friend of Sultan. Subject blanked out. Lebanese father. Father, I want you to marry a girl of my choice. Son, I will choose my own bride. Father, but the girl is Bill Gates' daughter. Well, in that case, okay. Oh no, this is a retelling of a joke. Never mind. Waste of time. You know, the most interesting stuff comes when we actually look up the G vacation email. So let's do that. 600,000. How the fuck is anybody supposed to swim through this? Why don't we do G vacation pizza? Island. Island? Island better shit weather till Thursday. Is Alex Hirsch in the files, or is he too young? Well, one thing we've come to learn about Epstein and his contemporaries is that there's no such thing. Let's see. Temple or island? I know that if you look up island, it's just a bajillion slop. Okay, temple. Temple Israel cordially invites you to share an evening dancing with the Temple Israel stars. Our stars will... Now... Actually, I'm gonna hold my tongue.
The Island Man and Bill plotted the pandemic and death jabs from the beginning. The Island Man might be still alive at this point if it's confirmed.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt in my mind that he's still alive. There's a billion things that point to it.
Harambe in the files will be inevitable, I fear.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Harambe isn't in the files. Yeah, no, Harambe isn't in the files. No, there's... It's become a bit of a meme online in certain circles to say goy and goy slop and goyim. And a lot of people don't understand or know the base of that word or terminology. And right now, hell, it's so wild seeing on Wikipedia people fighting over trying to change the meaning of the word to make it sound less bad. But historically, I think it was Yiddish. I'm not sure. But it was what Jewish people called non-Jewish people. And it meant cattle. It was a very, very crass, rude slur that was actually very internal and quiet. But if you're surrounded by interesting people, you hear it quite often. And growing up, that was one of the Lee Epic funny words that my brothers would toss around every so often. I would hear that when like they were saying edgy shit, right? Seeing it online, being normalized as a Lee Epic funny word, is so utterly whiplash to me, because that is like... It's going to become one of those terms that gets blacklisted from every social media very quickly, I fear. I'm not going to get into it, but the reason it's kind of trending right now is because it is in the files a billion times. Let's see. Well, a billion, 45 times. From Epstein. Can I just say Epstein types like a 90-year-old man, like one who cannot type. And why the capitalization of this? I don't know. I fear we're going to see a very purposeful cultural shift in the next, well, we have already, and I don't know where it's going to lead us. I was under the impression it came from that meaning nation, i.e. other nations, the outgroup the others. No. No. Rabbis themselves have made lots of content talking about that.
The searchability of the files. The Epstein network and Gmail may offer easier to view with their recreations.
Maybe. I feel like all of the interesting stuff used to float to the top, but now we have to dig.
If Epstein truly is alive, I wonder what he thinks about the reaction and memes to his files. He has to be watching this all go down, right?
Oh no, absolutely. Like, I'm sure that he's cackling. He's probably made, like, he you know those AI generated Epstein is in Agartha with Charlie Kirk memes? And Hulk Hogan and all that. I don't doubt that he's sitting there playing with AI generators, giggling his ass off while playing Fortnite, of all things. She isn't. We're her least favorite duders. Dinomanic, that's some crazy work. Pentacorion Ron, my chats are stapled on the back end. So like here you can see like YouTube chat, but what I see is I see on the back end a bunch of things kind of smashed together. So I'm reading things as they come. And YouTube is talking a lot more than Twitch at the moment. Look up Jeffrey, if Jeffrey ever mentioned anime or lollies. Okay, Dinomanic, I can do that. I'm pretty sure Epstein never says, okay, Big Funny, he never says yaoi. Big Funny, there's 630 results for Yuri. Anime, 90% of these results are just spam emails that he's gotten. Like, I don't think any of these he's actually said anything about anime himself. This one form is a victim's account of her time being groomed by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and near the end, they talk about Ghislaine took her to a cosplay store and made her put on a schoolgirl uniform that was straight out of an anime. Yes, I've looked at this one. Look up, he was a fan of Futa, apparently. Oh god, don't make me type Futa. Oh no, okay, it looks like here it's being used as an acronym, but no, I do believe there was, he was spotted on, /u and /poll. What was that about him being responsible for the creation of poll? I also think, another hot take about these files, I think a huge percentage of them are misattributed to him. I think another reason it took so long for them to come out is because they needed a convenient scapegoat. They needed somebody who could take all the blame, kind of like how in Code Geass, the big plot at the end, if you haven't watched it, get dunked. It's been like 20 years since it came out. But was that Lelouch decided to take on and fake being responsible for every bad thing that ever happened in the world. And so when he was assassinated, all of a sudden everybody had been vindicated. All the bad things disappeared because the guy responsible for them all was dead, when in reality he wasn't responsible for most of it. I think this is a similar situation. I think they slipped in extra files into these files. I think that they've adjusted some things. I think some files have been heavily edited, more than the redactions. I think some people went, this is getting out there. I have some influence. Hey, this bad thing that I did, could you edit this to make it look like Jeffrey Epstein did it and put this in there? So in the future, when things come out, like, it doesn't matter. It's been resolved. Epstein did it. It was in the files. I absolutely think he's become the most convenient scapegoat, because what's a more convenient scapegoat than a guy who can't get punished? A dead guy, which is nebulous, by the way. I don't think he's dead. There's like a mortician online who on YouTube was like piecing apart all of the photos of the cadaver that exist. There is like 3 there, and there should be way more. And she said that every single one of them either look like stage makeup or it's just not him. And then she breaks down, like, hey, when bodies are in states of decay at his age and at his health level, they this, that, the other thing. If you look at this picture, it looks like he's just, like, closing his eyes and, like, holding his breath. Like, literally. Like, the body should be doing this, and this at this stage of breakdown. Even if he was, like, on heavy drugs. Like, it should have done this, that. Like, no. All the professionals are looking at it, and they're going, there's no way. Trying to make Epstein giggle while he poses for his corpse photo. That's some type shit that I'd be on. Suzaku here. Lelouch hates the shit out of Epstein. Yeah, no, that's me. I'm the guy who's taking Epstein's corpse photo, and I'm reminding him of his KD ratio on Fortnite, and he's getting angry because he knows that he...
If they were edited, it just makes the Biden clones, baby farms, and him talking about genetically engineering black people to be smarter way funnier.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, God. What about him genetically engineering pigs to not have cloven feet so people can have kosher bacon? That was the strangest thing I've ever seen. Here. Don't behead him, interrogate him. Though the baby farms, the Biden clones. Actually, Biden is not. This is my favorite. This is my favorite thing. Page 7. This is total schizophrenia. Because here's what to expect next. Maritime law. Maritime law is coming. And the selling and owning of humans and the human souls is over. There's
Putting on a foil hat, any mention of Scientology?
We'll get to that after this. No, this is interesting. Let me have my bit. All right. Maritime law is coming. There's factual evidence on the method of operations for how law and legal proceedings will work. I do encourage you to watch the video and understand how common laws are going away. So blank, quit fiddling your pussy and call blank, who has so much more info that'll incriminate you.
Attribution also happened to Michelle Jackson. Several people were trying to tell the cops about Jeffrey, but when word reached the cops, the allegations turned to Michelle.
There's some, like, Michael Jackson and Jeffrey Epstein were sending emails back and forth to each other about getting furniture in 2017 when Michael Jackson died in 2009. That's very interesting to me.
Epstein put on the mask.
All right, I'm just going to skip this part because you guys keep interrupting me. Biden is not your current president. The mask malfunctions on Biden are getting worse each day on purpose. This will end badly for Blank, who is posing with a fucking clone on Facebook. The dude played by Dan isn't by Dan. The real by Dan was an evil, sick, angry man who abused children, including his own children. That's an actor with a fucking mask. We've been over this 1,000 times. It's never going to change. Biden is shot. 2019 firing squad. I'm going to say 2012 to 2020 was a fascinating time for Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, did that have anything to do with the Wayfair furniture listings that matched the names of missing children? No, actually, I think it was an entirely separate thing. I think it was genuinely a furniture thing. It wasn't a proper code talk. It was just very awkward Michael Jackson talking about furniture. Okay, somebody earlier wanted me to look up something.
We're not forgetting the Yandere SMR now.
Scientology. Scientology. Hold on. Look. I think what I'm gonna do, when I release the Yandere ASMR, I'm gonna have to do... I have a plan now. Hold on, let me type in Scientology so I don't forget. $64 results. Interesting. Is there anything that immediately jumps out? Oh, this could be interesting. Oh. No, this doesn't look like anything. Weird. 2009. Was there a lawsuit between the Church of Scientology and Epstein? In 2009, Epstein filed a suit against Scott Rothstein and Bradley Edwards based upon Epstein and his attorney's justifiable belief at the time filing his complaint to individuals and his partner. Serious misconduct involving a widely publicized Ponzi scheme. Interesting. Anyway, the Under ASMR. I'm going to release it first through members, and then I will quietly make it public. Not because I love my members more, but because my mother terrifies me. I know you're watching still. Hey, Midas person. Hey. Did you see EFTA? Okay. No, I didn't see that sauce code yet. Hold on, I'm copying it. Are you in the Epstein killed himself camp, or Epstein didn't kill himself camp, or Epstein is alive camp? Oh, I'm 100% on the Epstein is alive camp. Michael Jackson died June 2009, so it might be a different person. Bro, no, like, it's full name, unless there's another Michael Jackson out there. Alright, so what's this? Oh, no, literally that, I just covered that. I literally just covered that. Shades us non-members. No! I saw Epstein in Evansville, Indiana, riding a bike while I was waiting for the bus. I stared in disbelief. He looked at me, panicked, and fell off his bike, got back on, and rode away. I'm not joking. And Anon, are you schizophrenic? His Xbox, his Fortnite records say that he's been in Israel playing Fortnite for the last while. Alright? You just saw one of his clones. You saw his skinwalker, okay? He's too busy trying to dunk on children. He doesn't want you. Oh, we got raiders? Oh, I'm not seeing on the back end who raided. Oh my god, live chat's going so fast. What the hell? Who just... I genuinely can't tell who raided. Olaf from Nyaru. Oh, Nyaru! Welcome! Welcome, raiders! This is probably not the stream you were wanting to raid into, but you're here
What
now!
If it's a Michael Jackson clone? What if anyone who is in a high position gets uppity and they remove them and replace them with clones?
#1 brown idol. We love Nyaru. Nyaru is a sweetie. Nyaru is very talented. This is exactly what I wanted to raid into. That's some crazy work. No, I was talking earlier about how I don't think that anything they released will be implicatable because anybody that should be punished is dead or disappeared. I think it's entirely a campaign to desensitize the populace because whatever they're actively doing right now, we will never see. We won't see for maybe 10, 20, 30, 50 years. And those who want to take what's been released here seriously, they're suffocating their own cause by being strangely uptight and militant about it because nothing genuinely can really be done by the populace. And you know, the people who released this know that. They know that we can't do anything about what's in these files. So we, as the people, have two options. We can be complacent and forget, or we can be resentful and remember. And the best way to remember is to disrespect everything that it stands for and meme about it. Disrespect and meme about it. I mean, more people probably know about Charlie Kirk because of his memes and looked up his stuff afterwards because of his memes, right? Like, a lot of people had no idea who he was before he was assassinated. Not saying that he should have been assassinated, but this is the language of the internet. This is the modern peer-to-peer communication. Is it accurate? No. Is it, you know, nice? Probably not. But, like it or not, like memes, video edits, the shit that your homie sends you at 3 a.m. when he's on some sort of amphetamine with a suspicious Discord link, this is how a lot of people learn about things these days. It's how a lot of people reinforce information that they may or may not already believe. Can I get controversial? Can I? It's not Epstein related, but I want to talk about Jellyface Connect. Because when she said what she said, I had earlier said something as well that I'm gonna be so honest, I genuinely think what I said about the Minecraft DLC was probably worse because it implicated that 14-year-olds should raise hell, you know, using a stupid DLC, right? Mine, though, I think was received better because I didn't outright make it a political claim. It was just more of a, again, it was a meme. It was lighthearted and it leaned into it. You look at the comment section of my post, everybody gets the understanding and the meaning, and they're fucking around and they're having fun. I think Jelly is in the same mindset as I was, but she leaned more into her feelings on the political outrage side of it, and she wasn't trying to farm likes or whatever. She was just being honest with how she felt, but in a different way.
When I was a wee lad, I never thought I would witness a tuber reviewing the Epstein files. Much love, bro.
Much love. I'm glad that you'll like it. You really think so? I do think Jelly fucked up more than you. No, I think she didn't. I just think that because she has a larger audience and she has a wider responsibility for a specific kind of political kayfabe because she is part of a company, that the consequences are more dire and it's being blown out of proportion. And I feel very badly for her. I feel very badly for her, especially when she is in an industry that will crush
seen a lot of the
her
dots
stuff.
from other coverage, so for maintaining mental integrity I'm gonna head out. Try to stay sane reading this stuff. Rock on gesture emoji.
Absolutely, Halroth. Well, I mean, we're kind of taking like a breather for a moment, so do what you need to do. Jelly dared to imply that non-Americans exist on the internet. FaZe Connect's statement didn't help her anyway. She's a corporal VTuber. You can't just afford to have epic takes. You see, Ash, I would agree with you if they enforced it equally. Very genuinely. If her company enforced that kind of punishment equally, I would, like, I'd still say, man, that sucks, but I would understand, right? I would say, because they haven't, historically, for takes like hers, or takes by other genmates of hers that are far more extreme in other directions, that this seems a bit targeted and highly unfair and very unprofessional. That said, my professional opinion, as somebody who's spent some time in this industry now, on many sides of things, I read the statement FaZe Connect made, and I'm of a few mindsets. FaZe hasn't done this before. Not to memory, anyway. They make a very strong point of never addressing the yab, no matter how extreme it is. So why would they address it now, when this is genuine nothing burger? This does nothing but damage them. My thoughts. Reading how it's said, the way it came out, the way they deleted her posts, I think that there was internal pressure. Probably not from regular people. When other yabs happened, FaZe probably had different staff at the time. FaZe now, they probably had internal pressure, but they also probably had pressure from people that are paying for FaZeCon. Because remember that investors are a pain in the ass, yes? Somebody probably saw that, and there was probably someone internally with an agenda. And so things have escalated more than they needed to. I doubt that it actually went through the proper channels. And my personal conspiracy theory on this is that there was a new person on staff who didn't actually filter it, and they just slapped it on the table. They just made the post. I think everybody agreed that she should delete her stuff, but I think a shitty intern made that post. I'm of another mind, though, that they could have been pressured from another source. Because one thing that people don't tend to realize is that companies talk to each other. I have to be careful with my wording here, but I'm pretty sure what I can say here is very kosher. Companies talk to each other. That's not a surprise. But if a talent says something and a talent from another company doesn't like it, and the other company makes it known to Company 1, very often, Company 1 will punish the talent to placate the other company. This is a very common practice. How would I know this? How would I know this? How would I know this? Who's to say? Who's to say? But I'm looking at Jelly. I'm looking at what she said. And what she said wasn't, like, earth-shattering. It wasn't even interesting. I'm gonna be so honest. But I can absolutely believe that that could have happened to her. I think either an investor happened to her. I'm thinking somebody internally could have happened to her. Or I'm thinking somebody from another company with an axe to grind did that to her. Those are my theories, and I've got nothing to substantiate any of them, so take it with a grain of salt. But praise be to the Jorb. Praise be to the Jorb. We love jelly here. We love the Phase Girls here. I mean, we love specific Phase. I don't watch all the Phase Girls, but no, it's a strange industry. It's a very strange industry. Do we love Tenma? Of course we love Tenma! Some person on Twitter claimed he started going after FaZe sponsors. Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. Everybody is going after FaZe sponsors. FaZe has been a fascinating firecracker in the EN scene from day one. My favorite ANCAP VTuber. I haven't been called that in a hot minute. I remember your first YouTube shorts, and now you're a big time. Time to switch up on the day ones. Time to switch up on the day ones. What do you want me to do? All right, chat. I need 10 gentlemen to line up right now, and I'm going to sex pest them on Discord. Any day ones that need to be sex pested? Apparently, it's time for me to switch up. I'm breasting boobily your way. Just kidding. Ugh. Even making that joke made the what's in this energy drink? The erythritol. It made the erythritol like hit the back of my throat in a weird way, and now my mouth tastes bad. I'm gonna drink this latte. I enjoy watching Canadian Tomoko. I'm not Tomoko, and I've never been Tomoko. Actually, I hadn't watched Watamote until you guys suggested it early on in my career, about like half a year into it. You guys and... Actually, I wasn't based off of Watamote, but do you know who was, or who told me she was at any rate? Ayumi. My dear friend Ayumi One-san, who is dearly departed from the VTuber scene. I miss her every day. She actually was based off Watamote in the beginning.
Your hand cam stuff. Any plans for more of that?
Any plans for more of that hand cam card opening crap? Yeah, when Sisyphus is home for reading break, because she has like a university reading break, we plan to make Epstein's muffin recipe, everybody! You want a bran muffin recipe? We're gonna hand cam it, and it's gonna be great. Actually, I'll look that up in the files right now real quick. Muffin. Muffin. Ingredients. Where are the ingredients at? Anyway, Epstein has a muffin recipe that I'm pretty sure he uses because he can't shit properly. Because it's like the most branny of bran muffins. Oh, it's awful that it has raisins in it, though. I wonder if I can swap it out for something else and retain the moisture in it. Ugh. Oh my god, the description in this. Wrinkly moist raisins, walnuts, and flax seeds, ready to satisfy all my X-Lax needs. No words can express my elation now that I'm free of constipation. Thank you for my muffin. What is this? Somebody wrote poetry to Epstein about his muffin recipe? Oh, Lord. Yeah, the butchered child slays a low fiber. Hello, Midas. Hello, Chet. Hello, little stylist. Hello, Mario. Alright. from the bread factory. 2 egg sandwiches. 1 American coffee. Wow, we can see how much money he spent on his food. That's crazy.
Use only the ingredients in the list.
Aww.
Don't you remember the strict orders in the recipe?
I hate raisins. I hate raisins so much. Don't make me have raisins. Hi, Midas. I hope your day's been great. Hey, Nekomata. My day has been A-okay. It's been alright. Miss seeing your streams again? Hey, Val. It's only been a week! What do you mean you missed? Midas has always been once a week. I just missed it by a day. Soak them out or swap for dried cranberries. That is a great idea, Rob Meat. You never answer my calls.
More importantly, what Warhammer faction did Jeffrey play?
I love you, Val! I mean, oh, by the way, thank you for rating in. I mean, I was just gonna say, Val, I'm going on a 1-week break, and that's why, my streams have been bumped to Thursday this week and next week, because I'm kind of pulling away from the internet for a little bit. Like, I'll be texting and stuff, right? But I won't be streaming and I won't be making video content. Tonight, I'm going to, like, grind like I've never ground before, and I'm gonna be recording, and I'm gonna be taking videos and stuff. But after that, literally, I'm just gonna be, like, on Discord. So we'll have time to catch up, Val. And you can hit me up if you want to play some rando games with me. Val, I will say, I have been on VRC every night the last 2 weeks, doing model testing and kit bashing and stuff. I have so much I want to ask and want to do. I've also been on that grind set with my with my secret FPS account. Next time you guys see me gaming, you're gonna be blown away, okay? Okay, I'm going to be a god with a gun! Want me to open up the bar again? I think that'd be fun. I think, Val, I'd like to go to the, I'd like to be at the bar with you, and maybe, like, one other person. Like, why don't we pull, like, have, like, a group party in the bar one of these days? Yeah, sure. Well, we can reconnect. I can catch up with you on Discord. Anyway. She found out how to use hacks? Nah. My computer can't handle trying to figure that out. Hope you have a great vacation, Midas. I'm doing my best. I shall do my best. The vacation is going to be me sleeping for a week. Well, Midas, Lyros said you couldn't beat him. He said he would wear a dress if you won. Hold on, I had to process what you just said there. Lyros is willing to wear a dress if I beat him? I think this may be my first break that I've ever taken for VTubing. Like, there's always been, like, periods where I just haven't streamed, but I never really considered them a break, so I was always thinking about VTubing, and I was always, like, doing heavy work, or I was always working on something. I think this may be actually my first ever, in my, like, 5-6 years of VTubing, just straight up going, alright, I'm not gonna go work at the bakery, I'm not gonna do my university, and I'm not gonna VTube. I'm taking a break. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. Maybe I will just game more. Maybe I will game for once. Maybe I will just keep practicing that FPS. You guys shall never find my secret account. Let's make sure that I haven't missed any supas, and I'm also going to specifically do a Twitch crawl to catch up over there. Okay, let's catch up on YouTube real quick. Your sister's cute hands, red hair cross. I'm gonna kill you. But was Epstein good at Fortnite? Apollo YBG... Of course he was good. He spent so much time playing it. He's had time to practice. The Island Man and Bill plotted the pandemic and death jabs from the beginning. The Island Man might still be alive at this point if it's confirmed. I know that I addressed the second half of that, Supa, but plotted the pandemic. I know that there was something in the files talking about trying to have something that was like the pandemic. I haven't read it myself, so I cannot confirm nor deny. But I will not deny that I think it's entirely possible. I am one for a good conspiracy, but it's hardly conspiracy at this point. Midas, are you gay? What, are you stupid? That's how you sound. That's how you sound right now. Midas, are you gay? Are you stupid? This is why nobody loves you. You are going to die lonely, cold, naked.
I forgot to ask earlier, didn't you say Sisyphus was basically Tomoko?
Basically Tomoko. Well, she's closer to being Tomoko than I am, I'd think. It's... No, because Sisyphus isn't a gooner. One thing you can say about my family is that we are not a bunch of gooners. We're very, very strongly against huge levels of sexual promiscuity. It's kind of like there needs to be a time and a place for it. Whereas Tomoko was very lustful from the media that I gleaned, the little bit of Watamode I did watch. No. And again, it's one of those things that I don't understand about quote-unquote girl failure VTubers. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, chat. Anybody that self-brands as something like a girl failure, or like, I am a mommy tuber but doesn't have a child, or I'm such a girl failure I'm such a girl failure neat chud. It's a performance, it's a LARP, because people that are truly those things don't need to say it.
We chatters are always stupid. This is the way.
That's some crazy work, Tony Stark. More importantly, what Warhammer faction did Jeffrey play? Let me check. Warhammer... Nothing pops up for Warhammer. But yes. If... people that are genuinely in huge amounts... Didn't you like Redo of Healer? That's different, okay? I liked it for the story. I liked it for the revenge aspect. I was ignoring all of the sexual nonsense. I was there to see the guy get his just desserts. Or, no, dish just desserts. I am all for the tortured protagonist taking revenge. Anyway. What about the Kaya art? We don't talk about that. Anyway. But, no, I mean, it's not a race to the bottom, so to speak. People shouldn't, like, take, like, a sick sense of satisfaction of feeling like they've been the chuddiest of all chuds. Because that's not the flex that people think it is. When you are genuinely in a mindset where your body and soul is, like, perpetually disintegrating, and you're lowering your own standards for your health, for your well-being, for the people you surround yourself by, it is a very dark and disturbing place to be at. And a lot of people don't get out of it. So, to be crass, my culture is not your costume, okay? Like, I would say that I, personally, would probably have slotted into a girl failure category, as I was coming out of university. Like, I was very much so on that path. And it wasn't a fun thing. It was actually the most miserable, disgusting, like, destructive I've ever been. It's like the very beginning of Midas. And it wasn't like, I'm going to brand myself as the girl failure. I'm going to do this, that, the other thing. I just existed. And I was damaging, right? And I was lucky to pull myself out of that. But every single time you see somebody that kind of postures as that.
A real girl failure would stream once or twice, not gain any traction, then disappear. If you can sell yourself as a brand properly, you are already not failing, by definition. You grow out of it.
Pretty much, because you can, like, replicate results. Like, no, Fiznom, like, at the beginning, I absolutely could have been one. I was one.
Versus Lyro's FPS 1v1 will be a once-in-a-lifetime event. If you win, Lyros wears a dress. If Lyros wins, you have to praise the Artemis Fowl movie.
Not worth it, Gary Coleman. I rescind my offer, my invitation. I will not fight Lyros then. Seeing girl failures grow out of it is the appeal, a character arc. I mean, sure, I guess. I know that's why a lot of people followed me. They saw themselves in my misery, and as I grew, I saw a lot of people also doing their best to try and match my energy. But the ones that I can't understand, well, I understand because it's a branding and a character, are the ones that entirely, like, almost kayfabe it, right? Kayfabe, but pretend it's not kayfabe. It's like there's a place in the world for character girl failures, right? But a lot of the time, you can't tell that they're character girl failures because they present themselves as genuine. And then when it comes out that they were not genuine the whole time, they have big mental breakdown, crash out girl moments, and delete all their socials. And this has happened over and over and over again. I'm not perfect, and I'll never be perfect. I can try to improve, but at baseline, I will always be who I am. These people understand that they are not perfect, and instead of working to improve, maybe behind the scenes they do, but they try to up the ante. And it makes them money, it brings them some self-satisfaction, and it validates their sense of self-worth. It validates their bad behavior and how they treat other people. Like, if you get rewarded for mistreating people, you're just gonna keep mistreating people. Nothing new under the sun, though. I'm dumb. What does kayfabe mean? Kayfabe is character acting. So let's say, for example, let's take my job, okay, as an example. On Midas, I'm not really playing any sort of character. I'm just myself, but pushing 1,000% of my energy into things. But when you go to my job, which is very openly, I am a VTuber for another place, I am leaning hard into kayfabe. I'm leaning hard into a character. This character has motivations, their own family, their own background, and it informs all of the decisions that the character makes and the world building around it. Now, some companies really lean into kayfabe, like Hololive is very, very serious about remaining kayfabe adjacent, and I know Fuomoko is probably a shining example of perfect kayfabe, because you wouldn't really think of them as anything but the dogs, right? Those are the dogs. But in their free time, like when they are not doing their Hololive job, they're still idols, right? Like in real life, JP idols that still go and attend events and concerts. It's kind of like a voice actor, you know? How, like, a voice actor can play Spider-Man, and then once he steps out of the recording booth, he can go and he can drink some coffee, right? Like, my job is my Spider-Man. Kizuna, I was kayfabe. Hololive is kayfabe light. Yes, for sure. Hololive started from a place of wanting stronger kayfabe, but over time it's kind of eroded with the streaming scene, I think. They're tour guides. Are they currently tour guides? I'm not sure. Some people that feel when some people didn't get to experience ultra in-character voice actor style, VTubers like Keys and I will say, that I think that was the peak of the industry, and I really hope that we can return to that.
Guys, please stop trying to make me wear a dress. I don't care how many times you'll ask, I can conceal carry in one.
You can conceal carry in a dress, Lyros. Hold on. Berlioz. He is a musician. He is a composer from like the 1800s. There is a famous story about him. I had to learn this in music history to be able to get like my certification because you have to do all sorts of things. Anyway, Berlioz wore a maid dress to try and kill his fiancée, and he slipped a gun in there, he slipped knives and poison in there. He had his compatriots at like a circus or something teach him how to do makeup, and he snuck back into his own house to try and kill his cheating fiancée because she was cheating on him with a poet when he was across America trying to earn a living as a composer. Like, this shit was wild. You can absolutely conceal carry in a dress. You just gotta have custom sewn pockets, man. Anyway. Guess who's not in the Epstein files? It's me. I'm not in the files. Oh, bet? Okay. Wheeler. Would you look at that? 249 results for Wheeler in the Epstein files. You think I'm joking? Look at that, Chatter Wheeler. You're in the Epstein files. You have anything you want to tell the class? Necro, I wonder if you're in the files. Necro. Actually, wait. As I was typing that, I immediately remembered the real meaning of the word necro, and I panicked. But thankfully, there's nothing in here. But yeah, necro, there's 2 mentions of necro in the files. Isn't that crazy? There's 2 necro files? I wonder if they're in chat right now. 2 necrophiles. Any mentions of VTuber? No, no mentions of VTuber. Berlioz pulled marry me or I'll kill myself. He did pull that, and he did attempt suicide, but I think the story went he saw how happy she was with the poet, and he backed off, and then he just took revenge by having the best music career. Any mentions of Midas? Oh, you missed the beginning of stream. I'm not ruining that bit for you. Try popular Minecraft YouTubers? No. Not no because I don't want to. No because there's nobody in there. Like if I go PewDiePie, nothing. If I go Markiplier, Markiplier's in the files. New topics you may love. And a bunch of links to Pinterest. Who the fuck uses Pinterest? Oh, this is a waste of my life. Oh, okay, he just got sucked into something random. Do we have any hits on Neopets? Oh, that's interesting. Why not? No, no Neopets. Pyrocynical. You end the stream now? I don't know. Oh, y'all are... Is Epstein in the Epstein files? I don't know, guys. I think he's safe. That's crazy! He's in the files 588,000 times. I wouldn't have guessed.
Why were you the last person Epstein saw in jail?
Because I was wheeling him out of there. Come on now. Do we have a bingo on Canada? What? I mean, we already, like, saw that the previous Prime Minister of Canada was in the files, so, of course. Are the Five Nights at Freddy's allegations real? So, when you look up Five Nights at Freddy's in the files, they don't pop up. How we found out there was Five Nights at Freddy's as a connection in the files was because there was a link to the pornography in the files, but the actual words don't show up. Trudeau, yeah. Was Epstein an iPhone or an Android guy? He was an iPhone guy, but once in a while you see that he has a scent from Android. So it depends, I guess, the time of day, but for the most part it looked like he was part of the iPhone crew. The real reason Trump tried to cover it all up is because he himself was brutally raped by Epstein and he was embarrassed. Man. The file is crazy. They talk about satanic rituals, genetic engineering, lab tub babies, and designer babies. Designer babies are interesting to me. They're bad, but they're interesting to me as a concept. 2 phones, gang. Is there any Rule 34 links? Oh, genuinely? Let's check. Rule 34. No. No, because he's boring. Any hints on Pokemon? Check out Pokemon Go if you haven't already. From Jeffrey Epstein to Fahid bin Hamed. Check out Pokemon Go already if you have not. No, check out Pokemon Go if you haven't already. The first of augmented games. Okay. This email reads a little more disturbing than it was initially. Initially, I'm like, haha, go check out Pokemon Go. He's a gamer. And then first of augmented games. Well, at first, it was like, haha, funny. Now it's like, augmented games. Is this like, Epstein directly involving himself in augmented reality and VR? Maybe? Blending what is reality and what is not reality? Seems kind of disturbing. More Pokemon. From Cora, 2G vacation. Answer. I lived almost 2 years in Beijing and Xinyan. I also lived in, how safe is China? Oh, this is a mess. The Washington Post Mensa Invitational once again invited readers to take any word from the dictionary, alter it by adding, subtracting, and changing a letter, and supply a new definition. Here are the winners. Cashstration. The act of buying a house, which renders the subject financially impotent for an indefinite period of time. Ignoramus. A person who's both stupid and an asshole. Wait, this is actually a peak list of fake words. Intoxication. Euphoria at getting a tax refund, which lasts until you realize it was your money to start with. Bro, I suffer from that. Reincarnation? Reincarnation. Coming back to life as a hillbilly. The boson. A substance surrounding stupid people that stops bright ideas from penetrating the boson layer. Foreplay. Any misrepresentation about yourself for the purpose of getting laid. Yeah. Graffiti. Vandalism spray painted very high. Sarcasm. The gulf between the author of sarcastic wit and the person who doesn't get it. Inoculate. To take coffee intravenously when you're running late. Osteoporosis. A degenerate disease. Carmageddon. Okay, these are getting obnoxious. Oh, these are Pokemon. A Rastafarian proctologist. Frisbitarianism. The belief that after death the soul flies up to the roof and just gets stuck there. Alright, that's enough of this. The boson layer. Yeah. I thought that was funny. They've redacted the names of criminals, millions of pages, and only 2 are arrested, and Americans won't do anything about it. Oh yeah, DZVW, we discussed this earlier, but again, the only reason that any government would feel safe releasing these is because they know that there will be no punishment. There will be no retribution, and by drip feeding it piece by piece by piece, like they have, they're numbing the public. Your new model looks very good. Thank you, Pixie. He's RPing his Team Rocket in real life. He's involved in microtransactions. I heard he was trying to find ways to resurrect using weird religious artifacts. You know, we all hear so many different things. At the end of the day, who knows what's real? Also, I noticed that we had a hype train about a half hour ago. Thank you, Twitch. Ah, well. Yeah. Just making sure I'm not missing anything else. Oh! See if Epstein looked up Lolly. Why not? He did. And it's a lawsuit. Here it says, I used to get frightened by flying with her, but billed the Secret Service with him, and I remember him clown girlfriend Lolly. Huh? Clown Lolly? By Bill? Is it Bill Clinton? Now, how do I find specific words? Is Control F? Lolly. Oh. Damn, all the way down there. Where? Well, no, it says 0 out of 0. It said there was clown girlfriend Lolly on that page. Where is it? I'm looking for it. Where is Bill Clinton's Lolly girlfriend? That's some crazy work. Something else with the US military discovering Gilgamesh's tomb in Iraq. That's some crazy work! Hold on. Let me type in Gilgamesh. Interesting that we can highlight the text here. I like that they did that. Epstein is sitting in the bed. Inmate Epstein is pacing the room. Inmate Epstein is taking a shower and will be receiving new clothes, getting dressed for lawyer visit. He's entered a regular housing unit. End of shift. Please check the appropriate box if the person on suicide watch met psych observation actually eats his meal. Do not check the box if he just received it but do not eat it. Please place a check in liquids box every time the person drinks. Psych observation log, 2019. Appears to be sleeping, awake and brushing his teeth. This is interesting. This is his prison logs. 4 or 5, sleeping, awake, and on the bed. This isn't real. This can't be real because there isn't a single thing about him jacking off. There is not a single thing. Oh, and this is illegible. Let's scroll all the way to the end. Oh, wow, this is something. Nicolas Cage isn't in the files. Yeah! Oh, well, why is it handwritten? Well, probably because that was done by the prison guard. Of course Nicolas Cage isn't in the files. I never doubted it for a second. Anyway, Gilgamesh. To Jeffrey Epstein, a subject, a striking way to measure human aging through epigenetic signatures. As a teenager in Germany, Steve Horvath, his identical twin Marcus, and their friend Georg Zimmermann formed the Gilgamesh Project, which involved regular meetings where 3 discussed mathematics, physics, and physiology. The inspiration for the name Horvath says the ancient Sumerian epic in which the king of Uruk searches for I don't have enough time in my life to read this. Who's being watched constantly, bro. Might have had performance anxiety. Look, when you're that level of perverse, he probably got off on having an audience. Let's be entirely honest. Oh boy, eugenics! Is Trump Jr. in the files? Let's check. Trump Jr. He is 58 times. Forwarded to Trump Jr. To Jeffrey Epstein. Subject forward, Donald Trump Jr. and wife headed for divorce, friends say. Hey, did they divorce? When was this? 2018? Donald Trump and his wife headed for divorce, friends say. Vanessa Trump files for divorce from Donald Trump Jr. This seems like just like they're shooting this shit. It doesn't look like there's... Oh. No, none of this looks implicatable. This doesn't look like any personal emails. Yeah, no, this just looks like a nothing burger slop fest. External email, FBI Public Affairs News Briefing Monday. Importance normal, priority normal, sensitivity none. The fact that FBI emails go to Jeffrey Epstein, though, it's quite something. Again, that's why you shouldn't trust anything that's released by the U.S. Department of Justice. I don't care. Check for Disney? Oh, I know Disney's gonna be in here. Yeah, what did I say? From Disney destinations to G vacations. Oh. Bro went to Disney World. To Leslie Groff. A subject, Disney! Saturday, Sunday. I'm getting you tickets for Disney World. My recommendation, 2 days for Disney and 1 day at the hotel. It is an amazing pool. I will also get you Disney Hopper tickets so you can go from one part to the other the same day. I can't get you a hotel in the monorail system, but I got you the Four Seasons, which is still on Disney property and has shuttle buses to and from the parks. Or you can take an Uber. Okay. I guess. You know what? It makes sense. People who like Disney adults, are the most insufferable, perverse people I've ever met. Of course, Jeffrey Epstein was a Disney adult. Let's see. Lots of confirmations on going to Disney. Bro, how many times did he go to Disney? Hold on, it glitched. Erin, I've heard about the new BR guest restaurant opening at Disney Magic Kingdom. Is this y'all? I don't want to look at this crap. Dinner reservations at Disney. A guide for a day at Disney. Disney tickets are non-refundable. Pay for a Disney trip in 2011. Bob Iger. This is some garbage, guys. I don't want to look at this. Of course he goes to Disney. That's where all the kids are. That's crazy. Did he have a club membership at the bar? I don't doubt it. If only he didn't do his Diddy business on his mate. Like, I don't know. Hello, Midas. What if I walked in on? He went to Disney, apparently. What if I type in the words, I hate? I don't like. Airy. From 2G vacation from blank. They are not pretty. I don't like anybody so far. Interesting. 2010. To Jeffrey from blank. Subject, mommy in May. My mom is blank. Op in April, which my sister is going to be there for. Take care of her for a couple weeks after. Then we would switch so that she is not alone. Interesting. News, how are you? I don't like when I don't hear from you. To John Brockman. Funny enough, I was talking about Osmongold talking about all this. It's so crazy. Have you tried getting past redactions yet? Let's try. Let's find something redacted. I think they've actually patched that now. That was only like an initial launch, quote-unquote, bug. Yes, I'm not a robot. Oh, I don't like sharing. Would like to keep you all for me. There might be 2 candidates if you want. Russian and Austrian girls. Both smart and blonde. Great. You're coming back. Bring some sunshine. Trainee lawyer. Jeffrey Epstein wrote, did you find my new girlfriend? My new girlfriend. He types like he's going and he's having a stroke. Okay, so apparently the move is you... Excuse me. Can I copy this? Copy. And then you open a Word document. Let's go Google Docs real quick. It used to work. I don't know if it still works, but if you copy and paste it... Paste... Yeah, no, they fixed it. You were able to unhighlight the redactions because they only highlighted them before they didn't properly redact. They've fixed that. Why no punctuation? Because he's like freaking 70 and stupid. Midas truly mirrors her Osha even in typing. Shut up on delay! I'm curious. George Floyd. 97 results. Interesting. And it looks like a lot of it is FBI related. It doesn't look like any of these are actually like his email. This looks like just FBI stuff sent to him. The Una... Oh. What the hell? What the hell? Epstein guards to skirt jail time and deal with prosecutors by Michael Balismo. The 2 Bureau of Prison workers tasked with guarding Jeffrey Epstein the night he killed himself in a New York jail cell admitted they falsified records, but they will skirt any time behind bars after a deal with federal prosecutors. Authorities said Friday the prison workers Tova Noel and Michael Thomas were accused of sleeping and browsing the internet instead of monitoring Epstein the night he took his life of August 9, 2019. Okay, the fortnight from across the world in Israel was August 2019 as well. But also, no, it was August 2024. They were charged with lying on prison records to make it seem they had made the required checks on the financier before he was found in his cell. New York City's medical examiner ruled Epstein's death a suicide. Fee comment, was Q involved? Interesting. What is that document? That is a... Guys, searching up George Floyd brings up some fascinating things in the Epstein documents. The Unabomber was in that document too. Actually, if I just look up the Unabomber... 14. Jeffrey Epstein would like to speak to you regarding the help for David Glartner, one of the victims of Ted Kaczynski. Interesting. He had some opinions about the Unabomber. Yeah, stop asking me to re-verify. No, I don't want to look at the New York Times. Slop. Is this a Q drop from 4chan? LMAO? No, Arcra, this is from the official Department of Justice. This is the full Epstein library. Last updated today, honestly. They're just drip feeding everything. Hey, just dropping in. Have we found anything interesting? Everything's interesting. If you look up George Floyd, there's some interesting things. Turns out the name Michael Jackson is actually in the Epstein search results. Yes, Michael Jackson is in there. And if you look up Michael Jackson... Hold on. Very specifically... There's a conversation between him and Epstein that happened in, like, 2019. But, Midas, Michael Jackson's been dead since 2009. I know. To Michael Jackson. And this one's 2013. Okay, 2013. Not 20... But he still died in 2009. Okay, thanks. The kitchen. Hi, Michael. Still exploring options. What do you think of Louis de Luna quartzite granite? Something you can get? Hi, Blink. What's happening in regards to your kitchen? Regards, Michael A. Jackson. Now, is this the same Michael Jackson? Probably not. This is probably just somebody who happens to have the name Michael Jackson. But it's funny to imagine that Michael Jackson is helping him build a kitchen. Updates are usually deleting files, not adding. Oh, absolutely. Michael Jackson would be 67. 6'7! 6'7! Says kitchen designer lol. No, I know, but it's funny. It's funny. It's funny to pretend that they're the same guy. Because can you imagine? Can you imagine? Alright, I've had enough of that. Oh, my tracker is falling. Bring me the cabana boy and some grapes. Oh, you hush, you auntie haunty. Oh, chat's behind. Need to catch up. Need to see if foot guy Dan Schneider is in there. Oh god, hold on. I copy paste that because I don't want to type Schneider. No, what about just Schneider? I guess it doesn't really change anything if it's not the jet. You can't joke about something so serious. Gosh, Midas, just watch me. Midas, just so you know, Pippa is passed the fuck out on stream. Lamont, is Pippa live right now? Are you reading the current files or the pre-update censorship ones? I'm reading the current ones. I'm reading the ones that are directly on the government website. Let's see. Hold on, chat. Hold on. We need to go on a crusade. We need to go on a crusade right now to Pippa's chat and type honk shoo me 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 me. Pippa Pipkin. We're watching a movie and drinking tequila. She is asleep. Gotta mute. Alright, guys. I found who we're gonna raid into for the night. Alright, YouTube? We're gonna raid into Pippa, and I want our raid message to be honk, shoo, me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Okay? So I'm gonna end off YouTube first. And I hope you guys enjoyed the VOD. And I will be seeing you next week, this time. What a life. What a life, right, guys? What a life. What a crazy VTuber space. What a shit fest with the worldwide governments. This is why I hate globalism, globalists, the people that are trying to make a homogenized gloop out of everyone everywhere. Never trust a globalist. And Epstein was the globalist of all globalists. Search videos from other channels. There we go. Save. Alright, YouTube, I am sending you guys off. Remember the raid message. Honk shoo me 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 me. Bye bye!